Got the applause up because I'm talking to Katelyn Laird. Katelyn, recent graduate here at UCSC, talent extraordinaire. Oh, it's so good to see you, Katelyn. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me. It's
Would you mind grabbing the microphone? There you go. Just go ahead and bring it to yourself. There, a little down and there and closer. There you go. Excellent. So, Katelyn is performing in the upcoming, about to premiere, Rodgers Hammerstein's Oklahoma.
That's right.
Oklahoma. And that's going to be at the theater, the Cabrillo main stage.
Yeah, we at the new Cabrillo Stage. It's actually called the Crocker Theater.
That's right, the Crocker Theater. Yeah. And the Cabrillo Stage, every summer, they have a tremendous amount of plays and talents that they bring to us. And this year, they're bringing to us Oklahoma. What's the other one that's playing right now?
They're also doing La Cage aux Folles.
La Cage aux Folles.
I don't know if you've seen the movie The Birdcage, but it's a really good movie and it's a really good musical. And then our third play is Escaping Queens, which is an original play that they did last year and then mostly recast with new people who was available, and then they're putting on again.
Excellent. And so you've been doing Oklahoma rehearsals for a month, 2 months now, since you graduated?
Yeah, I think rehearsal started finals week of UCSC spring quarter. And so I think that was like June 9th or so, something like that.
It's a really, really fun play, musical. For the younger folks that may not know the musical, it was really popular. I believe there's a movie from the 60s, early 60s, that I'm familiar with, Oklahoma, and the music, of course. Mm-hmm. And hopefully I'll be able to bring up some music on that. So tell us a little bit about the story of Oklahoma.
Well, I think most people who have seen the movie or the play, what they're kind of left with is this really big, fun, joyous, really family-friendly musical, which is all true, and it's got a lot of great dance numbers and singing. But what I've found, I think what we found as a cast throughout this process is that there's a lot more to it, and that it really represents what it was like for people around the turn of the century in the early 1900s living in the territories and that were later to become states, and it kind of represents pioneer life in that way. And then it also has some interesting psychological aspects to it. Just the characters are really developed. I found out recently it's actually based on a book, and so I think that gives it the depth that the characters all seem to have.
Right. Yeah. And so tell us more about what's the plot.
So there's a girl, Laurey, who is she's grown up with her Aunt Ella, and the two of them on this farm, and they have a hired hand, this man named Jud, who works on the farm. And Laurey has kind of had this loving but kind of love-hate relationship with a cowboy, Curly. And they're very flirtatious and very witty, and they also drive each other crazy. And so a lot of the play is they're back and forth, and they're really madly in love with each other, but they are very stubborn and prideful and can't admit it. And so they're always trying to see if the other one is actually in love with them without giving too much away. And meanwhile, Jud Fry, the hired hand, is also very much in love with Laurey. She doesn't love him back and feels kind of threatened by him, and he's kind of this dark presence, but also just kind of misunderstood. And then the whole community of Oklahoma is supporting Laurey and supporting Curly and getting excited about the fact that Oklahoma is about to become a state because it's still a territory, and still trying to figure out who they are as a community because it's all kind of new to them. And they're just now building a schoolhouse in their community, and yeah, there's some really fun other characters, too. One of Laurey's best friends is named Ado Annie, and she's a very flirtatious, really fun character who, her song is I Can't Say No, because she just loves kissing boys all the time. So she's trying to figure out. Trouble. I know, it does, all the time. And yeah, she's trying to figure out who her one true love really is. And then her I don't want to give too much away, but there's another character, Will Parker, who is also a cowhand and friends with Curly, and also kind of comic relief, fun character, and yeah.
How big's the cast?
There are, I think, 30 of us, maybe 32.
All right. So you are listening to Artist on Art, and I'm talking with Katelyn Laird about her upcoming premiere is tomorrow. No, I'm sorry. The dress rehearsal, what do you call it? Preview is tomorrow, Thursday, July 25th, at the Crocker Theater at Cabrillo, and that will be at 7:30?
Yes. Yeah.
And then the premiere of Oklahoma, the Rodgers Hammerstein amazing musical, family fun, folks, is Friday, July 26th at 7:30, and it will also play Saturday, July 27th at 7:30, and then the next matinee will be Sunday, July 28th at 2 p.m., and then the following weekend, Friday, August 2nd and 3rd, August 2nd, Friday at 7:30, and then Saturday and Sunday, August 3rd and 4th at 2 p.m., then Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday, August 7th, 8th, and 10th at 7:30, with a matinee August 11th at 2 p.m., that's a Sunday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, August 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th at 7:30, with the final performance Sunday, August 18th at 2 p.m. For more information, obviously, it's a little confusing as to when they're playing at 7:30 or the matinee. Go to CabrillosStage.com and you'll find it there. You can also go CabrillosStage.com/showoklahoma.html and you'll get all of the information. So this is a musical theater that highly popular with the older folks, and hopefully will be joined in new generations with their exposure to Katelyn's. Had you heard the play before? Or?
Well, my family watches a lot of old movies, so I think I first saw it when I was about 10 or something. And I've seen the movie. I've seen the play too, done at the Mountain Theater outdoors.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was familiar with it, but I don't know how many of those in our cast were. Probably most people, because we're all musical theater nerds. But.
Right, and so Oklahoma being one of the biggest, really.
Yeah.
So, Katelyn Laird, tell me, what's your favorite song in Oklahoma? I know, that's a toughie. There's so many.
I was actually just talking about this with our director yesterday at rehearsal.
Who is the director, first of all?
Kikow. His last name is, I think, oh my gosh.
Do you know?
I can look it up. But yeah, he is an amazing director. He's from New York, and he works in both places a lot, and has also performed a lot. And What?
So is he's from New York, but he lives here in Santa Cruz?
I think he actually lives in New York right now, but has just come back from the summer to
do Oklahoma.
Direct this, yeah.
And do you know what inspired him to do Oklahoma?
I actually think they chose Oklahoma because they asked last year's audiences what they wanted to do, and I think Oklahoma was a really popular one.
That's a smart VAPA move.
I know.
The visual, what does VAPA stand for? Anyways, the
Visual
Cabrillo
and Performing Arts, I think, yeah.
Visual Arts and Performing...
Visual and Performing Arts.
And Performing Arts, VAPA. And let's just listen to a little Hugh Jackson playing.
Go.
folks. You get to hear our Cabrillo Theater do Oklahoma, and it'll be even better, I'm sure. I'm here with Katelyn Laird. She is performing in the ensemble of Oklahoma, Rodgers and Hammerstein's very popular, and obviously enough to where a survey from the audience, that was really smart of Cabrillo, and I guess this was chosen by our community, and here it is for our community. So Katelyn Laird, tell me, what's your favorite song?
I think it's actually All or Nothing from the show, which is one that Ado, Annie, and Will Parker sing, and it's kind of, they're the comic relief characters, but it's one of the times when you really see how much they love each other, and it's just a really sweet song. And
the music direction is by Daniel Goldsmith. Is that right? And it's directed and choreographed by Jamie Scott?
No, I think you might be looking at the La Caja Full, which is also an amazing production. If there are some days, I wanted to mention this, there are some days when we're sharing the theater with La Caja Full, so there are days when you'll have a La Caja show followed by Oklahoma or vice versa, and if anyone has the opportunity to see both shows back to back, that would probably be a pretty amazing experience because they're very different and they both have really elaborate sets that are within the same theater. So
excellent, because they're both. Is there singing in La Caja Full?
Mm-hmm.
And so I got Escaping Queens here.
Oh yeah.
So Oklahoma is playing again July 26th through August 18th.
Mm-hmm.
And there will be a preview performance this Thursday, tomorrow at 7:30. And it's directed and choreographed by Kiko Alvaro.
Mm-hmm. Kiko.
And musical direction by Alice Hughes.
Yes.
Scenic designs by Skip Epperson. Lighting design by Kyle Grant. Costume design by Maria Crush.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Meek is doing the sound design, and again, the music by Rodgers and Hammerstein. Music by, actually, Richard Rodgers, and lyrics by Hammerstein. Can you tell us why you like that song?
All or Nothing?
Yeah.
I think it's just such a surprise when it comes in the show, because like I said, those characters are just ridiculous. A lot of the times they're wonderful, they're funny, and crazy with each other, and then you finally find out how much they really love each other, and it's really sweet. And
so that's the song where they come together.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it's revealed.
It's kind of when they get serious about each other.
Oh,
yeah.
So Katelyn, tell us about the rehearsal process. How you guys started in June,
mm-hmm.
Beginning of June, and how's it been?
Well,
it's a pretty big cast,
It's
right?
a big cast. We have definitely the biggest cast of this festival, and that's actually, for me, a long time to rehearse. I'm used to putting shows out in like 6 weeks or so it's been great to have that much time. And the way it works is that we have different rooms at Cabrillo that we're allowed to rehearse in, so we'll split up usually, and some people will go work on scenes for acting, and some people will go do music, and maybe the ensemble men will go practice one of their songs, and then the women will go practice a dance in the dance studio, and we rotate around. And then, so for a while, we were just kind of separate or doing it piece by piece, and then putting it together and getting to work with everyone was really fun.
And would you say that's through the director's process?
I think so, and I think the logistics of just having such a big cast.
And again, you mentioned how many are in the cast?
I think it's 32.
32 is a lot of blocking for choreography,
right.
dancing around,
yeah,
flailing around. No, there's no
not
flailing.
running into each other.
Right. And so when did you all come together after practicing in these kind of modular ways?
We sang that song you just played, Oklahoma, pretty early on, actually. So the first time I saw everyone was when we were all, we actually had a box social for our first rehearsal, because in the play we have a box social, which is like the big community picnic, and in the play it's kind of romantic because the girls and the guys are just getting to see each other and spend time together. And so for the first day of rehearsal, Kikau, this was brilliant, he said, okay, we're going to have a box social, and I want everybody to bring a dish that you feel represents community to you, and or something about yourself, and then talk about it for a minute. And we all went out on the lawn at Cabrillo and talked about ourselves and got to know each other, and then had a giant potluck, and it was a really fun way to bond. But then we all sang Oklahoma together, which was that opening song, and we all sang that in one of the rehearsal rooms, and it already sounded really good on the first or second day, just because we just have talented people in this cast, and the harmonies are amazing, and so that was very inspiring.
It's beautiful music.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. Folks, if you're not familiar with it, I got a little bit playing in the background here. It's from the movie Oklahoma, Oh, What a Beautiful Morning. Katelyn Laird, you've grown up here in Santa Cruz. You wanted to perform. I know I had the pleasure of seeing you perform over the years. In fact, Summertime, I think, was one of the biggies that I got to see you singing Summertime a long time ago. Not too long ago, but what are you thinking next?
Well, I'm going to LA in the fall.
Where all good actresses go.
I thought of other places. I was like, is there anywhere else that might be a good place for it? But then when it comes down to it, it's going to be LA. I actually really like film acting. I love theater, and it's really fun, but I like film acting more in a lot of ways.
And you've had the chance to perform in some movies during your education here?
Yeah, at UCSC, like the student films, and just in the Bay Area and in Santa Cruz, and some small independent things. Just this is a great place for it too, actually.
But not like LA.
That's
where the opportunities are.
Yeah.
And so, do you have a plan? What do you do when you get to LA?
Well, this has been my thinking for the last few months. Like, what am I going to do when I get there? And I think a lot of it is going to casting directing workshops helps to meet people and get connections. I think doing as much work as possible all the time and just taking every opportunity, and then really putting your all into every opportunity, which makes a lot of sense. But that way you never know who you're going to see, and you're always putting out your best effort. So that and I also have a bunch of friends down there, and I really like making web series and films on my own. So hopefully I'll just keep working with people and making our own things, because I think it's good to have a project going.
Excellent. And so tell us about your web series production.
The latest one we've been working on is a science fiction fantasy film, which is really fun. My sister's in it, and I'm in it, and a couple of other actors, 3 other actors, and then my good friend David Murakami has been helping us to film it, he's really talented. And
he's a director.
He's a director. He's done a lot. He just graduated from here as well, and he's been kind of instrumental in starting out mixed media, or at least helping it to progress at UCSC and putting theater and film together, and just having a lot of innovative ideas. So yeah, we in our science fiction fantasy film, we've just been filming it in Scotts Valley, and it's very low budget, but we've got some. It's been really fun.
Great talent. Where could one go to see some of the work that you've done in these web series?
We're just getting up our website, which is Luasol Productions.
Can you spell that for us?
Mm-hmm. LUASOL Productions, and we've just been working on it in the last couple of days, so that should be up and running really soon.
Great.
And that would probably be the best way.
So there you go, folks. Katelyn Laird, she's about to launch as well. Today was the Artist on Art show for launching of our wonderful talents. Moving on, hopefully coming back to visit. Katelyn will be performing in the Cabrillo Stage production of Oklahoma, the Rodgers and Hammerstein musical theatrical extravaganza. Oklahoma is really wonderful fusion of story, song, and dance set in the Western Indian Territory at the turn of the century, just as Oklahoma is becoming a state. The show has a preview tomorrow, Thursday, July 25th at 7:30. The show runs, the premiere, which is July 26th, Friday at 7:30, and runs through August 18th, 2013. There are 7:30 evening performances, and there are 2 o'clock matinee performances on Saturdays and Sundays. To get all of that information, though, please go to CabrilloStage.com. You can also go to Artist on Art, because I'll have all that information on Artist on Art. Thanks so much for listening. Katelyn, thank you so much. I wish you the best.
Thank you.
Before y'all go, though, I just want to let you know, Bonnie Doon is happening. Dune Art, the Bonnie Doon Studio Tour, is happening this Saturday and Sunday, July 27th and 28th. Studios will be open for the public from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Calla Lily Tribal will be performing belly dance at 3 o'clock, and that's at number 13. Those were my 2 guests from last week. Sean and Laura Walker were here to talk about that. You can go to artistonart.com to get more information about that. I want to thank Vanya Benavides for live tweeting today and almost all shows from VAB Media. She is fabulous, Vanya Benavides. Katelyn Laird, again, thank you so much for coming on, and I can't wait to hear back from you and find out all the success that you're finding in LA.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Please, everybody, stay tuned for Whiskey Town coming up next. But in the meantime, here's a little Oklahoma. The surrey with the French on top. A surrey is a little wagon, in case you didn't know,
yes,
with a little roof. And this is something I sang as a child.
Oh.
I can feel the day getting older. Feel a sleepy head near my shoulder, nodding, drooping close to my shoulder till it falls kerplop. The sun is swimming on the rim of a hill. The moon is taking a header. And just as I'm thinking all the earth is still, a lark will wake up in